In our next community conversation, we're joined by Eric Ward with UVA Athletics. He's sitting down with Steve.
All right, Eric, celebrating a pretty darn good spring for women's sports on grounds.
Yeah, we had several teams that have wrapped up their seasons and have had a really good run. I first want to give a shout out to the women's track and field team in the outdoor championships this past week. First ACC championship since 1987 for the program. I think it was maybe not a surprise to them, but certainly a surprise to the prognosticator. So just a great accomplishment for them in the third ACC title this academic year. Really some of the other teams have had the ends of their seasons come, but great years. Our women's golf team made it to match play, so they finished with a top 5 finish in the entire country. Really outstanding for them. Softball with back-to-back regional appearances ended their season last weekend. And then you look at some of our other teams like women's lacrosse made to the third round of the tournament, which is the round of 16. Just a really, really great year across grounds for some of these sports that recently wrapped up. And a couple more to go. Men's and women's track and field will be down in Jacksonville next week to compete for the East Regionals and hopefully qualify for the national championships in Oregon. And still some games to be played.
And we don't want to forget men's and women's tennis. Both had impressive years as well.
Yeah, and the women's team made it to the round of 16. They won a regional, hosted a super regional, and just ran to a buzzsaw that was Tennessee. But on the men's side, they did make it to the championship event in Waco in the round of 8 before they bowed out. So, a really, really great year for them as well.
Let's talk UVA baseball. Their most recent game ended just before sunrise. Hopefully not the end of the season for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tough loss for the program. Certainly Boston College, they're a scrappy bunch, and they have had our number this year. But now we wait our fate, which will come on Monday, Memorial Day Monday. We'll be interested to see where the team lines up. We're definitely squarely on the bubble, so it should be an interesting selection. And I do think that if they're in the tournament, we're going to go a long way, but we got to get in first.
I know Coach O'Connor did tell Marty Hutloff earlier in the week before the ACC tournament he thought they would get in.
Yeah, and I think some of the experts would agree. I mean, we're 5 games over 500 in the ACC, so I feel pretty good about our chances, but you never know when you leave it in the committee's hand.
All right, so selection show on Monday. We'll all find out together. Men's golf is in the NCAA championships.
They are out in Carlsbad, California, competing for the national championships. So this is the round of 30. They do the stroke play for a bit, and then they get into match play. So hoping to have a similar event as the women did, where they advanced really deep. And of course, they won the ACC title earlier this month, so they're roaring hot and ready to go.
And when you go up and down the line on Cavalier sports this season, another Commonwealth Clash victory.
Yeah, really just a kudos to all of our coaches and student athletes for a great year in the Clash. They ended up winning 15-7. For those that don't know, that is basically a 1 point per sport determination. And so to win 15 of the 22 more or less is an incredible accomplishment. To win in Blacksburg in men's basketball, women's basketball, and baseball was obviously a great accomplishment as well. And back-to-back years matching the highest margin of victory in Clash history. Really awesome job to our coaches and student athletes.
All right, Eric, good seeing you.
You too.
Aaron?